about playing for Coach Payne and the staff. She said they teach me patience. She said, and I need that. So it's still working. So to think of all the things that she is competitively, to love her team the way she does, and she says she loves the fact her team doesn't care who gets the credit. We all just want to figure out how to win.
That's a next level answer, though, as well. You know, what do you like playing for Coach? Well, she's nice. She's funny. She supports me. No, she teaches me patience.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I love it. She's always, just one of those people, if you kind of follow her social media-wise, has a brand, t-shirt brand that she's kind of partnered with. It's called Be a Good Person. That's a big part of who she is and what she's about and what she embodies. And on the flip side, I mean, you can't say enough about Tierra Young. Yeah, I believe this is her career high, tied career high, 26 points, going for 27, so it will be a new career high. I might have jinxed it. Sorry about that, T.
At 26 against Wichita State in the American Athletic Conference tournament at Dickies Arena last year in Fort Worth.
She's done it so efficiently, too. She's done it 8 of 15 from the floor, 10 of 13 from the line. What a steal by the practice player of the week, Ms. Pitts. And I think she got fouled. Sharon does not agree.
Patience. Yeah, she got her on the hook.
She definitely got it.
And Mike Forsberg was there. Maybe a little bit of a late whistle, but Sherrod had put that behind her. It's like, I guess that's it. That is 5 fouls, or 4 fouls, on Sherrod. She was acting as if it was her 5th, but it was her 4th. TK Pitts to the line for a couple to try to keep SMU's hopes alive.
Competitors don't like to be called for any fouls.
No.
If it's her 4th. But TK Pitts coming off a career game. In her last outing against Nichols, career high in rebounds. It's absolutely just relentless as far as her energy and motor. Great to see her get the passing lane, get to the foul line. Just her sophomore season, but continues to show promise in the future of her career.
It's been a fun one. Number 5 Colorado Buffaloes. Certainly not outclassing SMU, but out-executing this Mustang team, and Quade Miller taking it to the rack, and even though she was blocked, got it back and sticks it in to make it a 15-point lead again.
Yeah, I've kind of talked about that. They haven't missed a ton of shots. They've shot 50% from the field, but they've rebounded, offensive rebounded 9 of those misses. Well, the number isn't that high, but because they haven't missed that many shots, the number ends up being a lot higher. It looks like Tierra Young will be going to the line to get to that career high. Hopefully for her, she's got 26, played 33 of the minutes tonight, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. She's been as good as any player on the floor tonight.
How rare do you think it is, not just for a player to transfer, but for a player to transfer in? And Toya Wilson has put this game in her hands tonight. She said, just go keep us in it. How rare is that?
Yeah, I just think it says a lot about the bond that those two have. Coach Tierra Young talked about why she came here. She said it felt like a family right away. That's what I was looking for. I knew I wanted to have some things on the floor in place, like the role that she's playing. But she also knew she wanted to be a part of her family. And her and Coach Toya Wilson got along great, and the rest of the staff, as you can tell, she's fit seamlessly as this program has become. Really, she's the leader of the program at this point in time as far as on the floor play.
So hard to do. First year coming in. Online but strong for Foreman. SMU needs a big-time comeback down by 13. Who's it going to be? Young. Double. Looking back door. Great job by Foreman to get in the passing lane. Sadler. And Colorado will retain it with Weta in the corner, and a timeout, a good one called by J.R. Payne and the Buffalo bench after Sadler got trapped in the corner with Colorado up by 13 on the road.
Yeah, you can tell right there, Colorado's done a good job of changing their defense. So they've been playing man most of the game, but they've kind of gone to the sideline trap, a little bit of zone that's made it where you're not as in much of a rhythm or a comfort zone to be able to do what you've been doing all game long. At the end of the game, when you need to execute, you don't really want to have to figure out a new defense to do it against. So they've done a good job. And SMU, not out of this game, you're in the bonus. I think it's important for Tierra Young to be the focal point. She is the closer for this team. She is the leading scorer on this team. She's the playmaker. So they do miss Ella in these situations because she's another creator. She makes other people better. And then they need their post presence to step up in the paint, both Amira offensively and Shante Embry. If they can't get a post up or a touch in the paint, then let's see if they can get something on the offensive glass.
I think against a bigger team, the fact that SMU is only being out-rebounded 32-28 at this point. Scoreline heroic by the Mustang front line. So here's Sherrod back in, playing with 4 fouls. Spinning inside, the help defense comes a little too late. Jalen Sherrod just so good. 8 points in the fourth quarter to help Colorado put it away.
There's not a lot of help defense that's helping that one. Great out of timeout execution. A ball screen by Foreman, who's a shooter. So that it's at the elbow. So because everybody plays off Sherrod so much, that ball screen was so deep on the elbow. Here you see Foreman competing on the defensive end, but going back to that play with Sherrod, a ball screen at the elbow with their best shooter, which allows Sherrod to have one-on-one, and then she spins and she's at the rim. So not a lot of defense for that, especially when you're playing against one of the best point guards in the country and a shooter sets the screen. So you're really worried about the shooter yet again.
Abdur-Rahim at the line for a couple. She's been really effective in her last 2 games, averaging 16 points, 9.5 rebounds. Today, taking a little bit more of a backseat against this Buffalo team that has been so good top to bottom. Knocking down a couple foul shots here. Wow, what a feed again. Aaronette Vonleh, 23 points for Vonleh, and she continues to do it efficiently, 10 of 14 shooting. Offensive foul called against Reagan Bradley for pushing off Weta to give it back to Colorado.
Yeah, I thought the last play, Abdur-Rahim was playing 3-quarter in the post, and they didn't have the backside help, and here you see a little bit of a push-off. Weta just pesky defensively, really high motor. Really been impressed with her in this evening. She's a difference maker very quietly on this team because she just is willing to do the dirty work from a guard perspective.
Vonleh trying to add to her highlight reel, and it's going to stay right here with Colorado after Abdur-Rahim was the last to touch it.
150 left. You are in the bonus. You want to keep finding a way to limit them to one shot. Those loose balls right there, you want to have a little more urgency to grab that so you can push the other way and play in transition. SMU hasn't been able to do that. Maybe they're able to get a stop and get going if they can get a transition basket after getting the defensive side.
Vonleh has 23. Miller has 18. Sherrod has 18. The big three getting it done for Colorado, and Frida Foreman not having her best game. She steps out of bounds, just 1 of 7 from the floor, but there will be much brighter nights for Frida Foreman in her senior season.
Yeah, they talked about this, talking to the coaching staff before the game. There's so many players on this team that are veteran. They don't even care about the individual performances much anymore. They just want to do whatever it takes for this team to win, which again is a sign of an older group, a more mature group, and that's what makes them so dangerous no matter who they play, because they have so many weapons. They complement each other. They don't care who's the leading scorer. They don't care who has the points. They just want to make sure they get the W.
Got to go to 4-0. Dratsa set it right there.
Hard to have that when you have this many good offensive weapons, too.
What a high off the glass. The degree of difficulty off the charts. And a good way to finish it out for the Buffaloes tonight.
Yeah, she's a straight hooper. She had 15 in the last game and was player of the game. She gets a lot of stuff done, and you kind of forget about her in the offensive end, and then she makes plays like that. Love her defense, love her motor. She's a good asset to this Colorado team.
What the backup point guard gets it done on the defensive end, but coming through on the offensive end there. SMU might meanwhile picked fourth in the AAC after a home stretch to start the season. They take on Toledo and Harvard in a tournament before coming back home to take on Baylor. That's a game you can see on ESPNU. Another home-ranked matchup. And then at home against Arkansas Pine Bluff, on the road, making about a 4-hour trek out to see Louisiana Tech on December 14th.
Yeah, Coach Wilson talked about this. This is part of why they want to play this game. They've competed well in it, and they've learned a lot more about their team. And that's part of what happens when you have so many new players. In addition to the new players, you have so many players that are returning playing new roles. Amir Abdur-Rahim didn't play this role last year. TK Pitts, all these different players didn't play the same role. And their role is expanding because they've lost 2 all-conference players, as we've talked about before, and Savannah Wilkinson. And so in that, you knew there was going to be, she talked about there's going to be highs and lows early in this season for us because we want to get ready for conference play. We want to be tested, and we want these players to be have to figure it out on the floor, and you only can do that through experience.
SMU has not taken on a lot of top 5 teams in non-conference competition over the years. Oh, what a big screen set. And once again, down on the floor is Sherrod. Young has her first career 30-point game, but some concern here. That has just been a tough evening. A physical night. And Sherrod's right in the middle of it several different times. You know, she took that hit in the face back in the first quarter. This time was not expecting the screen.
Yeah, as a former guard myself, not near as good as Sherrod is, but you don't like when you don't know the screen is coming. You kind of always get back to your big or your teammate who didn't call out the screen possibly. And maybe they did call it out. Maybe she heard it late. But either way, hopefully the injury is not one that is serious. And hopefully she's able to get back up. But she definitely was shaken up. I think wasn't expecting it to come when it did.
Step away here in Dallas. Number 5, Colorado up by.
Fashion always came easy to me. Then I transitioned to television, and the fashion critics said, play it safe. No bright colors, no chest hair. So I decided to call an audible. Because when I'm around beautiful garments, I'm not creating a look or a style. I'm telling a story. Where do I get my inspiration? A weekend spent with a lumberjack. London's sprawling underworld. It's everywhere if you're listening.
Ignite your imagination. Audible.
Not what you want to see if you're Colorado. Long walk off the floor, a slow one by Jalen Sherrod. Not expecting that screen. And Sherrod is one of the toughest players in America. It took a lot to get her up off the floor, and it's anybody's guess as to what's going on with Jalen Sherrod. Head or neck area, perhaps. She ran right into Embry.
Yeah, you can definitely tell she had no idea that screen was there. She was just sliding intensely to stay in front of her offensive player. And nothing but prayers and hope for a great recovery and speedy recovery to whatever her injury may be.
And for Colorado, Paradise Jam is coming up next. 3 games in 3 days. Coming up next week. Pull-up shot by Jaden Atchison is from just down the road in Cedar Hill. It was a little trip down 67 by 20 minutes. She's off the mark. By the way, for SMU's Tierra Young, it is the first 30-point game for an SMU player since Kayla White had 34 back in 2022. A rare scoring effort But number 5, Colorado, the complete performance on the road in Dallas, taking down the SMU Mustangs 84-69 tonight.
Yeah, both teams got better from this game for sure. You can definitely see why Colorado is who they are, and SMU showed a lot of great signs of how great they can be when they can put it all together. The more games they play together, the better they will be, and this Colorado team just continues to climb the charts and show why they are so dangerous with their inside, outside, and perimeter attack.
Man, just